All right, fellas. Hopefully, this is finally working here. What I had to do is go in and upload my our upgrade to Windows 10 in order to use the Windows camera in order to upload a video to YouTube. Apparently, a lot of people don't use their webcams to upload videos to YouTube, which I was really surprised at. I guess most of the videos come from cameras and phones and things of that nature. So it's just been a bad season uh, trying to get these videos, and I would do two or three of them in 7, 8 minutes a piece. So I'd literally be there for 30, 40 minutes trying to do a video and wouldn't upload, or sometimes it would, sometimes it wouldn't. So that's why I really fell off. Was getting frustrating, but hopefully now with this Windows camera uploaded, and I should be able to upload the video from this camera directly to the YouTube site, and hopefully this will take care of it going into the next season. Then I can be more consistent on the videos. So anyway, just wanted to summarize, because as we all know by now, the boys is the 1919. Man, that's when you know you're just getting older. I'm about to say 19 something. The 2015 Westside Fantasy Football League Super Bowl champion. Finally, after 19 years, the Commish pulled one off. So that was exciting. I can now get the Eagles and Bill Savage off my back and stop talking all this trash to me. And it was just more fun for that. Obviously, for me, running the league is always more important to keep the league running and make sure everybody has fun. And we know we have some issues that we're going to have to deal with next season. As far as the league goes and things of that nature, but we'll deal with that. But main thing for me is that the league runs and does well, and if I can get me a championship every now and then in there, I'm going to do it. And I saw the team was doing well all season. The team never looked that strong, but it kept winning, it kept putting up points, so that's why I kept throwing money at it, and I threw a lot of money at it, as you guys saw, trying to replace injured players and things of that nature, and the stick to it, and this paid off in this case. So. It was really satisfying, I must say, because it did take a lot of work, a lot of stick to itness to get through all the injuries to keep trying to build a team to compete for a championship. Obviously, this was probably one of the more exciting, odd playoffs that we've ever had. Starting in the first round with Don Mega, who came in as definitely one of the favorites and had three players go out. I know two of them went out in the first quarter, including his quarterback, and another player went out in like the second quarter, and they still put up 66 points and lost to the Warriors by 4 points to end their season. But I've never seen in the playoff a team suffer that many injuries in a single game, and definitely not that many injuries that early. So that was a tough loss for Don Mega, because they were really looking strong coming into the playoffs. Then we go into the second round, and man, you're talking about coming back from the dead. Both myself and Real Deal, particularly Real Deal, he really looked dead. I knew when I was down 30 or 40 points, I had some hope still with the Cardinals offense playing later in the day. But Real Deal was down something like 15, 20 points in like the third quarter of his game when the Giants and the Panthers, when the Panthers were killing the Giants. And then that's all of a sudden when Eli kind of got hot, and him and Beckham hooked up one time, which was critical. And he overcame that deficit. And I know the Warriors were sick over that, but what you gonna do? That's how this works out sometimes. Like I said, my game, I was down 30, 35 points, and David Johnson put up a monster game of 30 points, and Carson Palmer, got me 11 or 12, and it was enough to overcome Illmatic to get to the Super Bowl. And then we saw what happened with me and Real Deal, first tie in Super Bowl history. Took it all the way down, literally to the last. You talking about if nobody was watching the dynamics of what was going on. I thought the Clyde Eagles game from 2 or 3 seasons ago was crazy, but this was absolutely crazy, because literally I knew going into that game I had the Bengals defense. I needed to get 9 points. I knew I would win on a tie, and I'm down 7, or I'm up 7, or down. I'm down. Sorry. I scored 7. I'm down 2. 3 minutes left in that game, and I'm up there doing something because I'm thinking it's over. What's his name? Osweiler didn't look like he was about to throw a pick, And I knew the only outcome was going to be a fumble or, something fluky like that. And sure enough, C.J. Anderson fumbled that game away, or fumbled that ball away. And I got those 2 points on the recovery, and that tied the game up. And then I had to watch Denver tease, especially when McManus missed that field goal. That was gut wrenching because that would have ended the game. Everything would have been done. And then he misses that field goal, which means they go into overtime, which means there's a chance that Denver scores a touchdown, which takes Real Deal over 21 points. And I lose 3 points and I lose that game. So I had to sit there and watch all of that. And Denver drives, they get stopped, took one shot at the end zone that, my heart was frozen and was incomplete. They kicked that field goal. And then when, Cairns, quarterback for the Bengals, fumbled that ball away, I was finally able to take a deep sigh of relief. But that was about as tight as you're going to get in a game in any scenario. For it to be a Super Bowl game, that was crazy. So anyway, it was a good season. The new guys, I think we need to watch these new guys, what they're doing. Warriors, Illmatic, bet your money back in the playoffs again. These guys are staying on top of this stuff, and it seems like the way that the NFL is playing nowadays, that's what you got to do. You got to participate all the way through the season. The days of drafting a team and thinking you get to sit on it and win a Super Bowl, at least in the foreseeable future, that's not happening anymore. You got to stay active in this stuff because a lot of injuries, a lot of these guys are coming from out of nowhere. Nobody's really just dominating anymore. So you really got to stay on top of the waiver wire and stay active. And that's what the 4 teams that made it to the semifinals, they all had in common, is those were probably the 4 most active teams going all season. And I don't think that was a coincidence as to why at the end that they were there competing for the Super Bowl. So anyway, good season. The Super Bowl party will be, as usual, the weekend of the conference championships, which is normally around the 21st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th range of January. I'll send something out on the email, and then we'll get the funds settled up. Let's make sure to try to get these funds in on time. We've been a little slack these last couple of seasons where guys have been paying me months later, and it's just something I don't want to have to deal with personally because I got stuff going on and chasing down fantasy football money in March, April, May. That's not part of my business plan. So let's try to get all this money in by that time frame, and we do the same routine every year, so you know how it works, and you got time. So make sure if you're not going to make it to the meeting, connect with me, send it with somebody. I think a couple of people have already said they're going to do that. Come to some of the guys use PayPal. I do have a PayPal account. My personal email address is my PayPal account number, and we'll go from there. So outside of that, the draft is already posted. I'll send an email on that as well, but it is posted on the site, the draft order for next season, if you want to check that out. And I think that's it, fellas. So I'll see everybody. Look forward to it in about maybe 3 weeks. And hope everybody had a good holiday. And we'll catch up then. Later.